in 10 minutes for one night and have a hot dog. Put a little smile on this card, Smithers. Already there, sir. Do for you.
Here you go, Bart. Greenfield Cozy Court Motel, room 26. How about it?
Anytime I'm sick, I never really feel like I have enough time to rest. So I ask myself now, what do you need? How can we slow down? How can I really tune into myself? I'm tired of the fast-paced living, so I ask myself, what is productivity really? How can I be productive in a way that's self-care? I'm currently sick, and anytime when I'm sick I feel so bad because it feels like the world is still moving fast and I'm like wasting time, and even though I don't feel capable or have the energy to do much, I'm feeling bad. And I also feel this shame of like I'm out of the loop of the world, and I think part of that is like me wanting to be productive all the time, but also I think those types of things are not only taught to a lot of us, you know, having to be productive all the time, otherwise you're not really worth it. Like, unless you're doing something, you don't have worth. And then I also think that once you're out in the world, once you go off and like finish school and finish college or whatever you finished up and you go off and start work, I still feel that shame. And maybe it's an individual thing, but maybe it's not. Maybe it is a more collective thing where there is so much shame for like slowing down and guilt and just overall just like yucky feelings attached to not being productive like the rest of the world. I mean, yeah, I guess even in media sometimes you just feel like everything just keeps going on like forever. And I think obviously it's because we're not being like truthful, and the things that we see online are highlights, but it does impact my mind. So I think from like media, which is up to me to be responsible for my consumption, but I think part of it is media, part of it is whatever way you were brought up, and then I think it's also the society and the world and the values that we have in the world, which is like we value productivity so much. We value productivity way more than people's health, way more than people. We just want to get as much output as possible from people. So yeah, I'm tackling some of those feelings and also in how I feel about it. And I'm also challenging my idea of what is productivity. Like, what does it mean to be productive? So I think that for quite a while I thought productivity was like just constant output, whereas actually what I'm challenging my thoughts to be now is that productivity is not constant output. Productivity, in how I want to actually like reframe it for myself, it's more like, I guess, sustainable productivity. So like having the ability to have output for the rest of my life will mean that I will need a lot of periods of time to rest, and that's just going to be part of life. But what that means for me is that like that rest is now part of productivity. So yeah, I'm trying to like look at productivity from like this bigger picture of like, for me to be able to have output, I'm going to need to rest just as much. And like, I know that like we're probably seeing a lot more now that like rest is important, but yeah, I definitely want to like to reframe what productivity is for myself, because I think the productivity what I've been taught is not sustainable for like your mind and for your health and for yourself. And I think rest is just as important as like everything else. So I'm really trying to like embrace that and like put that in here and try to keep it in here. I think I've gotten a lot better at like resting in the past year, but there's still loads to learn, and there's still guilt that comes up, and yeah, still a lot comes up anytime when I'm like not well and I need to like slow down and rest. And then there's also this thing of like, am I slowing down? Like, am I living slow enough so that maybe I don't get like as ill? You know, maybe I'm like living too fast paced and then I get ill and then I need to slow down, and yeah, that's a whole other thing. But yeah, trying to reframe what productivity is. I'm trying to look at this restful time as it like as something that like can possibly teach me something. And I'm hoping that with each time that I'm sick and not feeling able to do things, I'm hoping that with each time I learn to live slower and yeah, to be more comfortable in not living fast paced and not participating in the world at all times. So I think there's something for me to learn there, especially because I want to learn how to slow down in general. And it's also just self-care and self-love, I think, to take care of yourself when you're sick, because I know for like ages I just didn't take care of myself when I got sick. I think I mentioned this in a video before, but like anytime I'm sick I'm like, whatever, and like a week later it gets worse and I'm like, whatever, and then I literally am incapable of doing anything. So yeah, that to me is such lack of self-care. So I'm trying to like, the moment I get sick, I like try to take care of my body, take care of my mind, slow down, and just look at it as just really listen to my body, just really tune into what it's trying to tell me.
Obviously, part of my job is being slightly well received, but
I've spent too much time online these days, but I've also sat in a lot of silence. Well needed silence.
How does one take care of oneself when unwell?
Comfort watch. Nourishing touch. Breath. Simple activities. Or maybe not, maybe even those are too tiring. Fresh air. Warm shower. Take care of yourself, love.